Hello, my fellow Rebel Jedi and Sith. We have a very special video and probably a very controversial one. So we are looking forward to seeing your opinions on this and whether you agree or disagree. I am CJ Allen, otherwise known as CJ the Geek, and I am joined by a man that likes to scratch that little bit underneath the Wookiee's chin that makes him make that weird growl. It is I Like That Wookiee Luke. How are you doing?
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
I
I'm looking
did
forward to
not know
getting
you
into
could
it.
do that.
Okay, I'm full of surprises.
See, the
Mate.
only impression I can do is Yoda. It's like, make it jealous we shall. Yes.
Very
That is
decent. Very
literally all I
decent.
can do. We could do
Well,
our own audio podcast just of our voices being Yoda and Chewbacca. Who
I
knew
think
it?
you've uncovered it there. An entire podcast of us doing impressions, bad impressions. I think,
Bad.
yeah.
Definitely bad. But let's get to the point because this is going to be a very interesting video because we have looked at all 36 TV shows and movies. I hope and I've got everything. But yes, 36
36.
TV shows and movies, and we are going to rank them all. So let us know if we've done it well or where things should move. We'd love to know what your S tier are and what your E tier are. Now, I'm going to start with the TV shows, and we're going to start with them in chronological order. So we're going to start from the very beginning. So let me just pull up my little list here. So the very first one we are going to cover is the Star Wars. Oh, it's doing that thing I knew it was going to do. If you
What a
can't
way to
tell, I'm
start,
using a certain Microsoft program to do this. But the Star Wars Holiday Special,
mate.
it's an interesting one.
It is an
What are
interesting
we to
one.
start with?
Yeah, I mean, being real, let's get it out of the way. I mean, unilaterally, surely it's E.
I mean, it does have some highlights,
It
like
does.
the
It
end
does.
credits when it's over, but it's universally seen as one of the worst Star Wars things ever. Do we just do what you said and put it in E? Are we
Look,
starting on an E
we've got 36 to go through, mate. I think we could debate for a good half hour about the merits of, the holiday special. So
or
let's
lack of
just
merit?
save that for another day and
So straight away,
file it right
we're
away.
jumping on the E. The holiday special is going straight to the bottom. Now, Luke caught me before we did this and said, "Are we going to have 6 per row to even it
Mm,
out? Maybe at the end we'll have a look at what we've done and how many we have where. But at the minute, it's just we put them where we think they should go." Now this one is a personal favorite of mine. I'm not going to lie. It's Star Wars Droids. I grew up watching this, and I'm kind of like, now the Star Wars special came out in 1978. Star Wars Droids came out in 1985.
mm.
I like Droids.
I've seen a few episodes. I think I've said to you before about watching it on VHS. What's great about it, mate, is Anthony Daniels does the voice.
Okay, well in that case, then let's move it down the list. Um, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I've met Anthony many times. Lovely guy, loves Star Wars and loves being C3PO. But where do we put it? Even though I love it, it's no more than a C tier for me.
That's fair, mate. I think, yeah, totally.
I think C tier for that is fair. Wasn't the best show, but it was something I grew up in. I have a lot of nostalgia for. So I think C tier for the droids, I think is fair. I think that is a fair assessment of that. Next up, this one could be top of a lot of people's lists. And one of my favorites as well, growing up with it, Ewoks.
Great fun.
The
Great
Ewok
fun.
show.
I was saying to you earlier, mate, about how a few years later on, when I was a kid, there was a Disney show called Gummy Bears that I felt just ripped off the entire premise. But
Hmm.
yeah, I remember watching a few of these episodes quite fondly. Surely it's on the same pegging as Droids, right?
I don't know if I had to compare the two. I would rate Ewoks a little bit higher.
Oh, well, you're the connoisseur, mate. I think you know it better than I, so I'll have to bow to your,
I am
greater
showing
knowledge.
my age, and I'm slightly older than Luke by a good few years. So I'm calling dibs on the old, grown up watching them. We're going with Ewoks as B tier. I liked it. So, next on our list, I feel like we're rushing through this, guys, but we have so many to do. It is crazy. Um, Talking about TV shows, there is a huge jump after Ewoks. So, Ewoks was 1985 to 1986.
Mm.
The next TV show that I found, and just so there's no confusion,
Yeah, the Tarkovsky one, right?
no, it's Star Wars Clone Wars.
Yeah, yeah. So this was done, I think, by the animator Tarkovsky, the
Oh,
guy from
sorry. Yeah,
Cartoon
yeah. Sorry,
Network.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you
Because
said
it
Shorkowski, and I'm like,
no,
what?
mate, it
The
gets
Duel people
confused.
did this?
Gets confused, obviously, with the later Clone Wars from Dave
Yeah.
Filoni quite often, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
that's what I was going to say. People may get these two confused. Now, this one is between 2003 and 2005,
Mm.
and they were actually between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So this was the filler between the two movies. So very weird art style. I was not a fan of this art
Very
style.
stylized. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I was normalized to it because it was a lot of the cartoons that I grew up watching were those Cartoon Network sort of Tarkovsky ones, you know. It was good, mate. I mean, it wasn't similar to what you were saying about the ones from like the 80s. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. I've got nostalgic memories of it.
hmm,
I think C. I think
you
put
think
that in the
C?
C. Yeah.
I will give you C for that. It was good. It wasn't great. It's not towards the top. It was just a good all rounder.
It
A good
introduced
all rounder.
Ventress, didn't it? It was I think it was the first
It
canon story of
I
Ventress
believe it
in.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And so popular
for that
they
alone.
brought them back. But yes, I'd agree with C. I am happy for that. And next up is the actual, let me say this right, the Clone Wars. So not Clone Wars, the Clone Wars. I'm thinking ARS here.
Well, I think it's A as well, mate. I don't, for me personally, not quite S. I know for lots of people
Mm,
it would be, but yeah, I'm with you. It's A. It's some of the best storytelling in all of Star
mm.
Wars in different arcs. You
It
know.
still had a few hit and miss bits,
Mhm.
but the problem we've got is right. It went on for so long. There are always going to be some that don't hit.
No,
But
exactly.
if we compare the Clone Wars to everything else in the Star Wars media,
Yeah,
could we argue this is actually S?
I think it in terms of impact, maybe it is S because for me it fortifies a lot of the bits of the prequels I really don't like. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, in terms of quality throughout the entire thing, I think it nudges it down to A. You know.
mm. Well, we can always move things around if we feel.
Yeah,
So
totally.
I'm kind of AS. I'm kind of in the line here. I'm gonna put it in between A and S for
We got our
now,
first
and we
that's
might.
caught in between worlds.
Yeah, like what you did there. For that, you can have it in A. No, I think we put it in A and S, and then when we look at others later, we might actually go,
Get a better
well,
barometer for it,
what
yeah.
that could be up there. But I think in terms of impact and Star Wars and content, I think the Clone Wars really helped sell the idea that Star Wars can be a good TV show.
Oh, definitely, definitely, and for me, the animation quite
Mm.
often in terms of, like, storytelling is better than a lot of the
And look at
films.
a lot of the characters it's brought in for us as well. The impact
Mhm,
it's had and still having an impact now
indeed.
on Star Wars media. That's what's make me think it could be S. But we'll come back to that. That's going to be one to discuss. Okay, next up, I've combined three. It's the Lego Star Wars. Now, I haven't seen all of these. I've seen the Padawan Menace, and it was all right. It's not really aimed at my audience, but where would you put Lego Star Wars, this little mini trilogy?
Many years ago, mate, I worked at a respite care home for, kids with autism, and there's this one kid who was obsessed with these. So I've seen all of these way more than is reasonable for a man of my age, you know? And I will say the Yoda Chronicles I really quite enjoy. Some really good humor in amongst those.
Mm.
Um, again,
I'm going to
I
let you
think
decide on
it's
these. I have
difficult.
not seen enough of them to make a decision, so this is going to be solely on
I
you.
don't like it as much as I like Droids, so let's use that as the barometer and stick it in D.
Okay, it's going down to D. Lego has such a good humor. It's such a good
It
niche. It
does.
was a brilliant idea to do Star Wars and Lego together like that, but Yeah, that's going down to D. It's not really my area,
This
as
is
it
it,
were.
mate. This is it. Yeah. I mean, if we were different ages, maybe it'd be higher up, right?
Yeah. I think this could be our first controversial one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, next up, and just again to give you dates there, Star Wars: The Clone Wars was 2008 to 2020, so still quite recent, 12-year run, which is impressive for any sort of TV show. Um, Lego Star Wars: The Padawan Menace was 2011. Lego Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Out was 2012, and the Yoda Chronicles went over 2013 and 2014, which then leads us to a show that went on for 4 years. Star
Oh,
Wars Rebels.
so mate, full like honesty here. For me, it's an S, but I appreciate it may not be for you. But for me, this is one of the best bits of Star Wars storytelling.
It's good. I knew you were gonna. This is why I said it was going to be a bit of an argument. I knew you were going to say S. I knew straight
Yeah,
away.
it's my jam. Yeah, I love it, mate. It's
Whereas I
absolute classic.
rate the Clone. I've got to be very careful. The Clone Wars
The Clone Wars.
over Star Wars Rebels.
Oh man, what's your thinking there? Tell me your thinking.
See, the problem is this is where we're kind of like this now. You want to put Star Wars Rebels in S, and I want to put the Clone Wars in S as well, but we're not going to agree. So do we agree that both of these go in A and meet
I'm
there?
I'm
Or
nothing but accommodating, mate. I'm happy to meet in the middle, but yeah, for me personally, it's
but you know what?
in that S.
I'm gonna give you an opportunity here.
Oh,
So I will happily put the Clone Wars in
sure.
A if you can argue the case for Star Wars Rebels being better than the Clone Wars. So if you can convince me, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. I will let you put that in S.
When Disney took over Star Wars, it was the very first thing they did. And not only was it the first thing they did, but it set the barometer for things to come. When you look at stuff like Ahsoka and the Bad Batch, it's all sort of like played in amongst it. I think personally that the characters that are in Rebels have had more of an impact than the characters that have been in Clone Wars. You could argue Clone Wars came first, but like we said earlier, there's more of Clone Wars. It's not quite as high a quality. The animation in Rebels is probably the only thing I'd say is a little bit ropey, but by the time it got to season 3, they'd ironed that out. Um, yeah, man. For me, it has the best of the cosmic weird force stuff, you know. And as I'm sporting on the t-shirt today, that's some of my favorite stuff, you know. World between worlds, leaning into that Mortis stuff from the Clone Wars. You know, oh, he's moving it, he's moving it.
Okay, I'll
I've done
give
it.
you. Yeah, I think you've argued your case. I think you've justified it. There we go. There's our first S.
And that was a
Like I
whole lot of
say,
rambling, mate. I couldn't come up
yeah.
with any coherent thought there. So
And
yeah,
to be clear,
enough of that.
I like Rebels.
Yeah, no,
It's just I like Clone Wars just a little bit more. But you've argued the case, and you're right in saying it has brought in new character. Obviously, it has some old characters as well, but brought in
of
some
course.
new characters. The impact it's had on the more recent shows as well. I think you've argued the case that yes, Rebels can go in S. I'll let you have that.
Do you want to know, CJ? If it was the last season of Clone Wars as a standalone, it'd be S no matter what.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but then the technology and stuff had just come along so far at that
And you
point.
think
So
maybe just too much of the Clone Wars is brought it down because it lost the quality and went for quantity.
I don't even know
It's
it's about quality. I think by nature of everyone having their own favorite little bit, and by nature of it being so long, there's always gonna be stuff where you go, "Oh, that's a filler episode," like people like to say, but it just means it's not your thing, you know.
Mm. Now this one I don't think we're going to have too much argument over. Star Wars Resistance.
Yeah,
Um
watched it once, both seasons.
So 2018 to 2020, it is set between The Force Awakens. Sorry, before The Force Awakens, just before The
Mm.
Force Awakens, and you will see Poe Dameron and you will see Phasma if you have not watched it.
Kylo Ren too. Kylo Ren's in it as well.
Oh, he appears in it as well.
He
I've only
does, yeah.
seen I can't I've only seen a few episodes of this. I'm going to be totally honest because I've read some reviews from it and it really put me off.
That's fair enough, mate. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, but yeah, for me it's a D.
D, I'll happily take that. I wasn't like I watched a few episodes and I wasn't a huge fan of it. Again, it wasn't my particular style of storytelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was between 2018 and 2020. Right. So the next one, next TV show, I don't think there's going to be much argument for this. This show came out in 2019 and is still presently going It is, of course, The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think it's a guaranteed S, personally, mate.
Eve, now, in the last podcast, you were saying that the most recent season of The Mandalorian wasn't its best. Would
Not its
that move
best.
it down from S to A for
That's
you?
how strong the first 2 seasons are, mate. They can carry that third, you know? Yeah, for me, it's gotta be S.
I think The Mandalorian saved Star Wars in terms of just in general. It brought, pardon the Star Wars pun, it brought hope back to the Star Wars universe on
Yeah.
actually they can make good stuff.
That first
Um,
season, taking it back to basics, it definitely reinvigorated a lot of people who maybe had got a bit tired.
I'd definitely say that as S. I'd rate that more highly than Rebels. Which the thing is,
Yeah.
though, it ties into Rebels quite a lot now.
But this is just it. It's to me, although it's animated versus live action, to me they're one and the same sort of in terms of the batch of stories, if you get me. But no, I
Mm,
think if it came to it, I also would say Mandalorian above
mm.
Rebels. But then we're ranking the S's now.
Now, do you know what's really spooky? Obviously, this video will go out later, but when we
Mm.
record this, I have literally just got a news alert saying a new trailer for The Mandalorian Grogu is rumored to arrive this week. I've
Oh,
just
brilliant!
literally got that alert on my
Perfect.
phone right now as we said that. What are
It's
the
listening to you,
chances?
mate.
Yeah, they must have knew. But yes, that's 2019 to present. This one I did watch and I absolutely adored it. Some people didn't. The
Good
Star
fun.
Wars Lego holiday special. It was
Yeah.
just a good that came out in 2020. I thought it was just some good fun.
Yeah, no, it's exactly it. It's fun, mate, isn't it? A really good, uh, family comedy. It's just a good laugh.
I'd put B. I'd say B. I wouldn't say it's like the best thing in the world, but it's not the
Well,
worst.
Ewoks is up there, mate. It's as good as Ewoks, so why
Oh,
not, eh?
totally. Yeah. That's definitely a B for me. So that is going in the B
I am
section.
I am looking at where we've placed Ewoks and this Lego Star Wars Christmas special, and I'm now thinking about by the time we get to the films, and it's making it difficult for me to argue that any film is going to be below an A. But we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, I think you're getting ahead of yourself because we
I
can
think so.
rearrange this as we go on
Yeah,
because we're looking at just the TV shows, and then if things need to move, we will do a final tidy up. Please send all your hate mail to Luke.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Right, next up. Again, this is going to be interesting.
Okay.
Star Wars: The Bad Batch.
Oh man, I've got such a sour taste in my mouth. I think I said last week because of the ending. I love this show, and it really let me down. I feel it didn't stick the landing. Um,
2021 to 2024, more
yeah.
recent.
How
Great,
did you
great
feel?
voice acting. Love the voice actors. Met a few
Brilliant.
of them as well. But is it enough for? It's a tough one.
Where are
I
you
mean,
thinking?
I can't give it. I can't like if I'm looking at that and I'm comparing it to Ewoks and the Holiday Special. I
Mm,
kind of put it in the same level as that. Can I put it the same level as Star Wars Clone Wars? Um,
yeah, it's difficult. Maybe it's between C and D.
if I had the like, if we have to have a definitive answer, I would lean more towards D, just because, as you
Fair.
say, the final season did put a bit of a.
Oh, mate, it wasn't even the final season for me. It was that last episode. I was so amped up, expecting certain things to happen, and they just felt
Mm.
like they undercut it. But each to their own. I appreciate not everyone will feel that way. I know there's lots of fans of the show.
We could move it up if we feel like it could move. Like that one's a one where we're kind. You know what? I'll put it between C and D, and
This will
we'll
be the one where we get the hate mail, I think, mate. There is a strong fan base for the show, most
now.
certainly.
Please note, we're not putting it right at the bottom and hating it. We're just comparing it to ones that we love. This is all just personal preference. We are not saying that any of them are better than the other overall. It's just our personal tastes
Yeah,
it comes down to. Um, so after the Bad Batch, um, I'm going to see if Luke can predict where I'm going to put this. Star Wars
I
Visions.
think you're gonna slot that neatly in a B, mate.
You think?
I think you're not an A, is it for you?
This is an A.
Fair,
I
fair.
am a big fan of risk taken and trying new things. And if Visions hasn't, like, don't get us wrong, Visions has hit and miss episodes, but that's the point.
Yeah, no, I
It's
get you.
they're trying different things in the Star Wars, well, not the canon universe, but in the Star Wars universe. They're
Mm,
trying new things. And did I enjoy all the episodes? No. But did I enjoy the fact that they were trying these things and trying something new?
yeah.
100% yes. And so for me, that is an A.
I think that's a brilliant argument, mate. I can't disagree with you. So yeah, slot it straight in that A.
And look, we're getting a spin-off series because of it as well. And I remember that
Two.
first, yeah, two, yeah. So that first season, just like the samurai Japanese art
Mm,
style and stuff, blew me away that this could be Star Wars. This could be a totally different subsection of Star Wars. And that blew me away, and I loved it ever since. And to me, the more they take risks with that, maybe not with the canon Star Wars stuff, like taking risks can alienate fans, but
mm.
that was a separate series where they said, we're going to do something different. You
There's
don't have
really
to watch it, you
really
don't have to
fun
like it.
and cool
Mm,
stuff in there as well, mate. Like the episode with the rock band in Jabba's palace. You know,
mm,
I can't even in stuff like Rebels or whatever. I can't imagine them doing something like that for a whole episode. So it's just
yeah.
a cool space where they can try all these like things out.
Yeah, and a lot of people will probably put it towards a C or a D because they don't
Mm.
like them doing these sort of things. But me personally, I love when they try new things. I want fresh, I want new stories, I want new characters. And because they've done that, it's moved up to an A for me.
I think you're
Where
bang on,
where
mate.
would you personally put it though? Like I know I've kind of overruled like it's
No,
an
I
A.
think I think your points are very valid. I mean, my like I said, my first thought was that you'd go B, and I'd probably go B as well. But I think your argument, in terms of the philosophy of the show, it totally bears out, mate. Yeah, I think an A is a really solid place for it.
Now, I'm going to be honest, I have not seen this one. I didn't even know this one came out. I don't know
What's this
how I've
one?
missed this, but I believe you've probably seen it, which is Lego Terrifying Tales.
Yes, I actually really like this one, mate. I like this one better than I like the holiday one. But when we're looking on the scale, I guess it still has to go in at B because I wouldn't class it as an A personally.
Mm,
Really good fun again.
okay, so I haven't seen that. Um, I'm such a bad Star Wars fan, but that one's just somehow got past me. Like, never saw advertised, nothing came up, and I've just missed it.
Fair enough.
It's just one of those things. Sometimes you just miss one or two of them.
Totally.
Right, this one's going to be fun to talk about, and I really want to see the comments about the placement of this one. The Mandalorian spin-off episode.
Uh,
Sorry, the show called The Book of Boba Fett.
we might actually disagree on this one. I think, mate. I think this might be a difficult one to place potentially because I know
Okay,
you're not a fan,
what's your
right?
opinion? What's your opinion? Like I saw it as just we need some extra episodes of The Mandalorian to sell the
Mm.
show.
Yeah, Mandalorian series 2.5.
Mhm.
Uh, does that mean it's not very good? I don't think it does necessarily. The episodes that are good are really good,
And that's the
but
ones bit in the back half. Like the second half of the season picked it up for me,
yeah.
but was a bit of a slow burn.
Me
I don't know.
personally, I couldn't put it any lower than B. I don't think. I'm not saying any lower than that because if I look at what's in B currently, I couldn't rate this lower than that. You know?
So I would put it in the D category. So would you be
Yeah.
willing to meet halfway and maybe put this
Of
in the
course,
C?
CJ. Like I said, I'm nothing but amicable here, so we'll
Fight
go for
with
the
me.
compromise.
Fight where you want things. So I'll say we meet halfway in C.
I think
Just
it's
my
fair, mate. I think it's fair because I understand why people don't enjoy it, and there are things about it that I don't like. But then the
Mhm.
problem is that the stuff that I really love in it eclipses all of that, and it makes me forget about the colourful scooter gang.
So with that in mind, because we have Bad Batch,
Mm.
would you say Bad Batch is better or worse than that?
It's probably on par, to be fair, mate. It's probably on par
Mm.
because there's probably just as much that I enjoy in Bad Batch. It's just that the endings like soiled it so much for me. But that's just a personal thing because I was expecting
So I think it'd be fair
certain other
because
things to
I was
happen.
going to say I'd say Fett is probably lower than Bad Batch personally. So I'd be happy to put them on level paring
Fair.
on a
Okay.
C.
It's taking shape. I can see a structure coming up here. There is logic to our madness.
Now, this one I think a lot of people might be a bit debating about as well. And again, just to give you kind of dates there. So Terrifying. So Visions was 2021 to current. Bad Batch
Mm.
was 2021 to 2024. Lego Star Wars was 2021 to 2021. Terrifying Tales. The Fett was 2021 to 2022. And talking about Terrifying Tales as well. Do you know what's not terrifying, Luke?
Go on.
Subscribing the What Culture Star Wars.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah,
He's an old
yeah.
pro.
Yeah, it's not terrifying at all, and it's really easy to do. You just hit that little subscribe button at the bottom, and you can get more videos like this in the future. Because we plan on doing some ratings of a lot of things. We've had the reason why we haven't done games on this one is because there are so many games. It is a
Mm.
whole section in itself. So we plan on doing that. And if you have any suggestions on what you want us to rate, let us know in the comments. So make sure you subscribe and let us know in the comments, and we will do more of these if you are interested. And we'd love to do fan ones. So might do some polls in the future. You rate them, and we'll tell you where you guys put it. So that'd be really interesting. There you go. That's how you do a subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. To be like real YouTubers. I hate doing it, but subscribes help. Likes help as well. Help us get the viewers up. It really helps the channel and keeps it going. Now, next one. Interesting. I don't know your opinion on this series, so this will be interesting. I don't think we've ever spoke about this one at all. Kenobi.
Oh yeah. So Kenobi for me had a lot of promise. There is some good performances in it. I wonder if the fact that it was filmed during the pandemic maybe affected it, because it felt very small to me, in scale. I did like it. And the Darth Vader stuff is peak. It's so
Yeah.
good in it.
I'm
But
I'm kind of leaning towards a B. I wouldn't put
yeah,
it. This is the thing. I would rate it way more than Fett, but I wouldn't put it for me in enjoyment is the same as Visions.
yeah.
So
For
for
me,
me, it's a
it's on
bit.
the same. I think as Fett. To be fair, so it's going to be, yeah. I'm happy with putting it in B if you want, mate. But it's not
Let's
the
put it
best,
in the
not the
middle
worst.
because that seems to be working. Because as we're going through, we can
It then
say
shifting them.
actually
Yeah.
that could shift, that could move. So Kenobi is going to be. Again, it's so interesting when we hear people's opinions where they put it. I can't wait to see what people are saying in the comments. So Kenobi came out in 2022.
Yeah. Do you know
Next,
what? Out of all of them, CJ, it's probably the one as well that I've rewatched the least, which says
mm,
something, because even Boba Fett and Bad Batch, I must have rewatched 4 or 5 times. But Kenobi, I think I've rewatched twice, like once after the original watch.
I've watched it twice. And I
Mm,
don't think I finished all of it. I think I got like up towards the second last episode on my second rewatch. Fett, I watched once.
fair.
I can only watch that once, if I'm honest. Visions, I've watched about 3 times.
Yeah.
Clone Wars, watched. I wouldn't say I've watched it 3 or 4 times, but I've watched them all like twice through. And then, like, when you just want to watch a
Yeah.
certain episode, like here or there,
It
sort of
was
thing.
really good on Disney Plus at one point when they had like the important arcs from Clone
Yeah.
Wars. They had a whole
They
playlist
released
where you
that
could select them.
when Ahsoka came out. They had all the
Yes,
key episodes for Ahsoka. That was really good. I
that
love
was
that
good.
Disney Plus did that. So next one. Again, I've not seen this one, but I'm assuming Luke will have. Star Wars Summer Vacation.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to put all these Lego ones in the same sort of area, because they're like, you grouped all of them together earlier. They're all kind of very much the same, just good fun for what they are. You can't argue with them. But then I feel weird that we're ranking these Lego ones above Kenobi and Boba
Yeah, but
Fett,
it's
and
about enjoyment though. Like, does it
yeah, no, I know,
like you look at that as a piece of art and media. It's meant to be just casual, fun,
yeah.
chill enjoyment. And this is a
Obi-Wan
tier list
Kenobi,
on enjoyment.
mate,
The
Obi-Wan Kenobi in a Hawaiian shirt. How can you not love it?
I mean, to me, that's just moved it up to S tier. So there you go. That's a future
Get it
cosplay
down.
if there
Don't
ever
put it up
was
there.
one.
Come on.
That's a future cosplay. Like, I'm
No, I've seen
literally
people cosplay it, mate. I've seen it.
my Obi-Wan Kenobi bathrobe is literally sat here on my chair. This is what I sit in at night time when I'm editing videos and stuff. It sits with me at all times. It does not move. I'll have to wear it on one stream once, but
This is a really good distraction technique, CJ, but I'm not
yeah.
going to be distracted from the fact that you've put it in S tier. I saw you do it
Damn
very
it. Right.
stealthily.
Okay.
There's no Jedi mind tricks here, my friend.
Okay. We will move it into B tier. But again, it's down to our enjoyment and does it
Yeah,
do what the purpose is? Like Kenobi was the kind of filling some of the gaps on what happened with Obi-Wan, and it
yeah.
did a good job of it. But
I always laugh at his Lego specials, mate. I always laugh at them. And, like I said, that's the purpose of them, to have fun with it. So, yeah, good job.
yeah, so that came out in 2022, the same year as Kenobi. Not a coincidence, probably. And talking about 2022, I think this one's obvious where this is going to go, but who knows? I know where I'd put it. Andor.
Well, yeah.
The poster says season 2 there, but we're talking about both seasons of Andor.
I don't think we need a debate here.
Right.
It's seminal.
Yeah. No. Andor to me is S tier. I think I've said this on a previous podcast. I heard about the concept of Andor and I was like, I am not going to enjoy this. I don't think this is really going to work. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was over the moon that I was surprised that this show was as good as what it was. It was a
Yeah.
nice political thriller set in the Star Wars universe that took a risk. And this is from someone that likes the idea of them taking risks. I was like, is this going to work? Are we
Well,
going
when
to
it was
enjoy this?
described, it sounded like a sort of boring, sort of safe bet.
Yeah.
Every week a new adventure with a prospective Rebel Alliance sort of spy,
Mhm.
but it didn't really give espionage in the first few descriptions.
Yeah.
Political
But
intrigue.
so happy that we were proven wrong. So
Oh
that
yeah,
I'd say Star Wars Rebels, Mandalorian, Andor is a fair S list so
I think you're
far.
right. Yeah, I'm chuffed with that at the moment. That's pretty rock solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna move on to some that I know are very hit and miss. So Andor was obviously 2022 to current year. It's current year, sorry, it's 2026 now, 2025.
You
Um,
weren't a fan of this, were you, mate?
I
If I
was
remember
not.
rightly.
I
See,
was
I really
not.
liked it. I did really like it. What I love about it is it took a character that I couldn't care less about, Dooku,
Mm.
and provided sort of like reason and rationale for his choices and how he found himself in the position he was in. Um, so for me, I really enjoyed it, but I can understand that it wasn't your favorite.
But where would you put it? Would you rate it?
I'd say
See,
not as high
I'm
as
worried
Clone
about
Wars.
our B tier at the minute because our
It's looking full,
B
isn't it?
tier is weird.
It is a bit.
It's all Lego and cartoons. Our B
Yeah.
tier, and I mean, I'd have if you really enjoyed it. I'm
Mm,
happy to put that in the B tier as well.
yeah. Yeah,
But where
I
would
think
you
it's a
put
B.
Kenobi the same, or would you put it lower? I'd be happy to move Kenobi into the B tier to go with that. I'd
Yeah.
feel comfortable having Kenobi there.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's shaping up.
I'd be happy to say, like, because I wasn't a big fan of Tales of the Jedi, and I think I was a bigger fan of Kenobi than you are. So I'd feel like that is a fair
Yeah, it's
representation.
looking neater now, isn't it? We've got it out of that in betweeny stage. So
Yeah. So that came out Tales of the Jedi, where is it? In 2022 also. So
yeah.
2022 was a very busy year. I noticed
Mm.
that we're getting a lot more now. Next one, a one that I did enjoy, just recently finished in December. Young Jedi Adventures.
So I've only seen a few episodes of this, mate. So you might well be the authority on this over I.
I'd for what it is, again, it's not really aimed for my age range, but I would put it probably in the B or the C tier. I wouldn't put it up to A. But I enjoyed it. I just thought it was like a nice kid show that's set in the Star Wars universe, still interesting characters and story. So for its purpose and what it was for, I'd say it was a solid kids Star Wars adventure,
Nice.
which makes me think B. It does its purpose, and I'd put
I'll
on
go with it.
par with the Lego ones, the way you've
Fair
been
enough.
describing them.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. Like I said, the couple of episodes I've seen have been really good. And I think it's really cool that they got Cavan Scott to write some of the episodes as well, who wrote in the
Mhm.
High Republic. obviously it's set in that era.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice.
Okay. I don't think we're going to agree on this one. So this is a show that came out in 2023 and is
Yeah.
still currently going with a rumored second season this year.
Yeah,
Ahsoka.
man. I mean, I know we're not going to agree on this because I believe it's for me it's an S tier. I know you didn't enjoy it. I understand the ending fell flat because to me the ending sort of paddled
It's
out.
not that I didn't enjoy it. I feel like it didn't hit the potential. I feel like the story is a little bit disjointed, but I could
Mm,
see the thing is, I could see where they were going with the story.
yeah,
And I think I said this in the last podcast when we talked about Ahsoka season 2. I feel like this is a two-part story. We
yeah.
have not like to rate Ahsoka now may be unfair for me because I feel like this is the first part of the story and season 2 is going to be the second part. And like that would be like one season kind of thing. We haven't
Mm.
got the whole story yet, but
We can
based on
only judge it on
season
what's in
1,
front of us, can't we?
mm, like I love the fact that they brought Anakin in. I love the fact that they brought characters all the way back from like Rebels as well. Like I love that.
The original characters as well, mate, are outstanding. Baylan Skull,
Mm,
everyone had been crying about, oh, we need a grey Jedi, a morally ambiguous Jedi. And although that's not necessarily a thing that exists in canon, I'd say Baylan Skull was probably as close as you're going to get to sort of that
mm,
morally ambiguous, sort of like not dark, not light force user.
yeah.
Yeah, where would you place it then? If pretend you didn't know that it's my favorite, where would you place it?
I mean, you want to put it in S. I rate it. I think it's better than Kenobi, and like we've put Tales of the Jedi in B. I think A is probably the fairest place we can put it
All right, mate, no problem.
because I did enjoy it more than Kenobi. I wouldn't rate it as highly as Visions, but you've got it in S. I'd rate it between a B and an A. So
Mm,
I think S has to be for it to be S. We both have to fully agree.
got you. That's fair
And
enough.
I was on the fence with Rebels, but I'm
Yeah,
not on the fence with Ahsoka.
yeah, I've had my bit of luck. That's fair enough.
Because Rebels was good.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't personally put the S, but Ahsoka, I would not even have it on the cusp. I'd say it's a good solid A.
I totally understand why it's not everyone's favorite, mate. It's completely reasonable.
I think in a year's time, once we see season 2, we might revisit this list
Mm,
and then say, actually, this is where, because we'd have to put Maul on there as well, which comes out
yeah,
in April, which I can't wait for us to do weekly reviews of that.
oh,
That's
it's
going
gonna
to
be
be
awesome.
so much fun.
Yeah,
Um, I'm interested to see where we put Maul on this list. I think maybe what we need to do is we need to update it so when the season finished, we bring this tier list back
have a ceremony.
and we update it. Where would
Yeah,
we put it on our scale? So with Star Wars content, we update it and we put the things where we think they're going to go. I think that'd be really good. And the Mandalorian Grogu, so we can do
yeah,
this as
definitely.
an ongoing scale. I think that'd be really cool to do. So yes, that is Ahsoka that is currently going. All right.
Yeah, I know, I
I've
know.
just seen what's next on the list, and no doubt Luke's just looked at next on the list. The Acolyte.
Hated by many, loved by few, and I am one of the few, and you are one of the many. Um, so what we're gonna do with this, I do not know, mate.
Ah, it's such wasted potential. Like,
Mm,
I love the idea of it. I love the characters. I loved what they were trying to do. And I just wish they had a second season to right the ship.
yeah.
Like, if they'd give it a second season, I would have been a bit, but
My issue with this has always been that there are really valid criticisms of this show, but it's never usually the valid criticisms that you hear, you know.
mm,
But I know that that's not the reason you dislike it.
mm.
But yeah, man, it's difficult. I always feel with the bit they told out of chronological order. If they'd told it in chronological order, I think it would have got a lot more people on board a lot quicker.
I
But
think
yeah,
many people want us to put it in E, but I think fairness out of what's there, I think D.
that's fair, mate. I understand. I understand.
The potential was there and they met some parts of it. I
Yeah,
think putting E based on the fact that you enjoyed it and I think E, I wouldn't put like is it the same as the holiday special?
absolutely not, mate. I can't have that. I can't have that. That'd be crazy.
I think D is possibly the like, personally, I'm thinking it's there,
Oh man, that's wild. That's wild.
but
That's
we'll go E. It's definitely not like Fett and Bad Batch are better than it. Clone Wars is better than it. Droids
mm,
is better than it. We couldn't put them on par with that, and I don't think even you could argue the case to have them in line with Bad Batch.
I don't know, man. I don't
Okay,
know.
moving on.
I
We're not
think
even
we
going to give you the chance.
could.
Um, next again, it's all right for me. Tales of the Empire.
Mm. I guess it really depends how connected you were to a lot of the characters in this beforehand, because I thought it was
Mm,
brave of them to do the Barriss story sort of like a decade
mm.
after we'd seen her in Clone Wars.
Oh, I love the fact they're doing these stories though. Absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. And it was more kind of connected than Tales of the Jedi was.
hmm
So
And the Thrawn stuff with the Night Sister was really good
mm,
as well.
so where would you put this? I think is it fair to say that I'd put it on par with Tales of the Jedi?
I think I would personally.
I'd say it was better than Tales of the Jedi for me, but I
Mm.
wouldn't put it up there with Visions and
Yeah.
the
No,
Clone
I
Wars.
feel the same, mate. I feel the same. I really enjoy all of these tales of. I think they're really, like I say, it's
Mm,
good to be able to tell a bit like with Visions, tell these sort of like stories somewhere
mhm. That's
instead
what
of
I say.
just
I'm a big
having them on the
fan of these
books.
types of stories and taking risks and trying something different.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, next one, our final Lego one, and I think the trailer alone needs its own spot for this because of just the excitement of what this trailer caused. Um, Rebuild the Galaxy Lego
Was this the Darth
introducing
Jar Jar? Yeah,
Darth Jar Jar
yeah.
in the trailer. To me, Darth Jar Jar automatically puts it above the sea.
It was great to see them in on the joke, right?
Mhm.
Really good
But
fun.
if having Darth Jar Jar, where would you put it?
Oh well, I've only seen a couple of episodes, mate. I haven't actually watched this as much as I've seen the other Lego ones we've rated,
Mm.
so maybe I'll just leave it to yourself there.
Personally, based on what we've been putting in B and Ewoks and the other Lego specials, I wouldn't put it up there. Again, it's because it was episodic. I think it
Right.
struggled a bit. So I'd happily put it in a C because if I had a choice of watching that or Fett, I would choose that.
Fair enough, mate.
But if I had the choice of the ones in the B over that, I'd choose the ones in the Bs that I've seen. So I
Yeah,
think C
yeah.
is a fair assessment of that. We have two more TV shows to go. This one, I know you're going to argue the case of this.
Okay.
Skeleton Crew.
Yep. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going towards a C,
Ooh.
but
I
I
th-
think you would put it in an A.
no, I wouldn't go A. I wouldn't go A. I would go B. Um, it doesn't quite hit the heights of Ahsoka, Clone Wars, or anything above it, but I
Hmm.
think it would be really harsh to stick it alongside Boba Fett
Fett.
and things that
Yeah.
underwhelmed because as a sole independent series, Skeleton Crew tells a cohesive story. It's entertaining, it's fresh, and a different approach to Star Wars. So I feel that B probably is where it deserves to be.
Do you know what? The thing is, though, do you know what we keep doing? We keep saying Fett is bad and we've put it in a C. Do we need to put Fett alongside the Acolyte? Because I feel like we keep
I don't
saying
think
Fett
Fett is
wasn't.
bad. I don't think Fett is bad. I think it failed to deliver on its potential, but I think there's a lot of really
But
good
would
stuff
I
in it.
rate Fett alongside all of those? Oh, I don't know. I think we might come back to Fett towards
Yeah,
the
yeah.
end, you know. I think
We'll,
that is a
we'll review its place.
yeah. And final TV show. And just to give you again dates for those, Tales of the Empire was 2024. Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy was 2024. Skeleton Crew was 2024 slash just 2025. And Tales of the Underworld, which we're going to look at now, was 2025 as
Mm.
well. Um,
Have you seen this one?
I've seen the odd few episodes, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I
I really
wasn't big
like
a fan.
the story with Cad Bane is
Mm,
heartbreaking, mate. A really nuanced take on a villain, sort of understanding where he came from and how he became how he is. And then I'm not going to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but a gut punch ending.
Mm.
Um,
But where would you put it in terms? So if you were to rate it against the other Tales,
yeah, I think
would
it
you
is
put it
on.
on the par or would you put it just below?
I think it is just below. I think it is just below. Even though it is good, it's not quite as good as those other two.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. That's fair. So that is our tier list rating of TV shows.
I'll tell you what, mate. We agreed on more than I thought we were going
Yeah,
to, which
yeah.
means we're going to have to argue double as much in the films.
Mm. I think that's quite a fair. If you look at that as well, you'd expect more in the B to C. We've only got one right at the very bottom. That might change very soon, but one right at the very bottom, but mainly quite positive when we're looking at them.
Yeah.
We're looking for the good in Star Wars. I feel the good in you. Is probably the best way of saying it. So that brings us to the end of the TV ratings, and I'd say that's fair, even though I'm still thinking Fett. Should
I could
that
see the
be
desperation to slip that one down. I could feel it.
what we might do at the end is we might be able to pick one or two and we argue our case, then maybe move them around.
Fair
Because I
enough,
know
mate.
you might want to argue some of them to move some up. But let's move to the movies and let's move to the movies in chronological order, which means not episode order for the record, but chronological order of release. So
Yeah.
first, Star Wars in New Hope.
Yeah, I think that is an A.
I think A, hands down. I wanted to kind of argue it for S because it's the first one,
I
it
know.
sets the scene, but just because it's first doesn't automatically make it the best. It made us all fall in love with Star Wars, but in comparison to the others, would you put it as S? It's definitely A or S. But am I just wanting to put it S because it's the first one and it's the one that made you fall in love with it?
Yeah, I think maybe that might be why you're feeling that way. I think when I when I think about when I was a kid watching Star Wars, that wasn't the one. Although obviously I really enjoyed it. That wasn't the one where I went, "Oh my god, this is amazing." That was
Hmm.
one where I went, "Oh, they've got laser swords, cool."
I
There were
think
moments,
why do I get the idea that you're a Return of the Jedi guy?
I am, mate. I am. That is
I knew it.
absolutely my
I could
jam.
tell. I
Yeah.
could tell that you are a Return of the
Man who loves
Jedi guy.
puppets and creatures,
Yeah,
unsurprisingly loves
yeah.
Return of the
Love
Jedi.
some dancing bears. Um,
Yes.
so I think this is going to be an interesting one. A bit of a debate here.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
It's hard, isn't it?
I would put this as S.
I think it's between S and A, but then I know that it's widely regarded as the best one. So I think S is fair, mate. I mean,
I think it's story wise and the ending is like when I look at movies and the ending and that shock factor, we knew it was going to have a next part,
mm.
obviously. But if you look at the story of it and just like what happens, I would put it above In New Hope.
Oh yeah, certainly, certainly above A
So
New Hope
I,
for me.
I'd put that as S tier personally.
Yeah, it's definitely above New Hope for me. I don't know if it quite hits the tier for me that it does for everyone else. That's why I was saying between, but I think it's totally
Mhm.
fair to have in that S.
I think that's definitely an S. Again, we can discuss that a bit further. Now this one, Return of the Jedi.
So I'm guessing from what you said, we're not going to be in agreement that it's an S tier.
Now the thing is, when I was younger, I used to rate Return of the Jedi higher than Empire
Mm,
Strikes Back. As I've got older, I think the thing is, when I was younger, Return of the Jedi was more pow, 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 excitement, cute things, and like that was more enjoyment.
mm.
But as I've got older, I feel like I've appreciated the story and what Empire was trying to tell us and teach us. So Empire's kind of like with age, it's kind of moved, if that makes sense.
That's totally fair. I mean, I think it's possible to have both in the S tier for completely different reasons and not necessarily say that one is better than the other. They're just different, you know?
Hmm. I mean, because I used to have it as my favorite, I think we could move that to S. I'll be happy to move that in S.
You're a good man, CJ. I always knew you were a good one.
I'll happily put that in S. Right. Right. Okay, this is going to be the one that is going to cause the most debate in the comments as well. Um,
Oh, because we're doing release order, aren't we? So of course, yeah,
the Phantom Menace.
yeah. I'm not a prequels man, but this is my favorite prequel. And it's purely because of when it came out, mate, because I was like
Mm.
11, 12. It was my first time seeing Star Wars in the cinema. You know, it's got a heavy nostalgic value, but I tell you what, it isn't. It isn't an S tier for sure. Um, and then
I
I don't know if I can even give it an A.
I wouldn't. It's
Oh, that feels harsh, man. On a C, that does feel harsh.
mm,
But obviously, our B is getting pretty crowded around here now.
at the minute. I'm going to put it there because I would be leaning towards C. Because if I was to compare it to like we're comparing everything.
Mm,
If I had a choice of movies that I would watch out of all of the movies
yeah,
and
yeah.
TV shows, I would watch all of the B tier before I'd watch The Phantom Menace.
I understand. I understand that. Yeah. So for me, it would be one that I would potentially put on. So I understand, which is a difference of opinion.
So would you put it in the same level as Kenobi and
For
Skeleton
for
Crew though?
me for me, it's more, but then it's I don't know if it is A, that's the thing.
I couldn't put it alongside Star Wars.
I'd watch it as much as I'd watch the original, if not more, but I wouldn't watch it anywhere near as much as I watch Return of the Jedi. So,
I'm going to put it between B and C, and
fair
we'll
enough.
come back to it. We'll come back to it because I think we're not going to agree on this, and I think people watching this are going to be very interested to see where they'd put it as well. I know we're trying to be positive with Star Wars, but there's some things. Attack of the Clones. Would you say
Oh,
that
man.
is better or worse than Phantom
This
Menace?
this is my least favorite Star Wars of all
See,
Star Wars, pretty much.
I would
I
agree on that.
I can't stand it.
Okay,
If it wasn't for the Clone Wars, I'd still hate it. But the Clone Wars has fleshed it out, given it something where a dynamic it didn't used to have. But yeah, for years I
how
really
is this
disliked
for a
this.
compromise? I will put Phantom Menace in B
Right?
if we can agree Attack of the Clones can go in D.
I think D might be a little harsh. Stick it in C, or is that am I being too generous now?
I mean, if you look at what's in C, and we've just said it's our least favorite one, like
Yeah. No, you are
I
right.
put alongside of the Acolyte and stuff like that. Like, had potential, had some good bits, but I wouldn't put it any further.
I think that's gonna be one where people are annoyed we've done that, by the way, mate, because there's a lot of people who love that film.
It's going on our personal. You said it's your least favorite.
It
It's
is, it
not
is.
high up on me. So if we base it on our scale,
Yeah,
it has to go in our we don't like it list. We haven't put
yeah.
it in E, but it has like if we compare it to what else is in C,
And you
I
know
wouldn't choose to watch that over the others.
what you were saying earlier about trying to be positive and stuff, right? I only ever say that I don't like Attack of the Clones in two situations. Something like this, where we're ranking all the best and worst,
Mm.
or when I'm using it as an example to be like, well, yeah, I don't like Attack of the Clones, but I'm not telling people, you know, because people are
Yeah.
very vocal all the time about what they don't like.
And people can be vocal, but remember, this is personal preference.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see where we go, but on the scale we're looking at, this is where I feel the most comfortable we can put it.
Mm,
Because I would have put the Phantom Menace in C, you would have put it higher. So I feel
yeah.
like Phantom Menace has to be higher than Attack of the Clones for me personally. Some people would have Phantom Menace lower and Attack of the Clones higher. It just depends on what your enjoyment from those
Yeah,
movies
totally.
are. And the bit that spoiled it for me was the athletic, acrobatic Yoda.
You know
That
what?
just felt a bit.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a lover of puppets, mate. I love puppets, and having CG Yoda is. I mean, I know they wanted him to do all the flips and stuff like that,
Mm,
but even like as a young man, I think I was like what 16, 17 when it came out. It just absolutely took it away from me. I was not
mm.
keen once I saw that green monstrosity flipping about.
That's definitely a debate for future podcasts as well, because I'm just aware of the time as well. Next up, Revenge of the Sith.
Do you know what, man? I saw this in the cinema for the first time last year, and it gave me an entirely new spin on it. I think that might well be an A tier.
I'm happy to put that in A. I'll put that in A happily. Like, because we've said The Phantom Menace is in B. I
Mm.
think that is better than The Phantom Menace. I would happily put Revenge of the Sith in A.
Yeah, totally, totally.
Had a bit of a darker story to it, which I enjoyed. So I would put that higher than The Phantom Menace and way higher than Attack of the Clones. And I'd happily watch that one and Star Wars. So that works out well. Right. Moving on. Our next one. The Force Awakens. Controversial for some people, but I would rate that as an A. I
Yeah, no, me
loved The
too.
Force Awakens.
I thought we were
Would not
going that I
S.
disagree.
I
No,
would
no.
not do S, but I definitely put it A, and I would choose that over Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. No, I would too.
Very quick answer on that one. Like
I'm
a lot of
surprised
people
we're in
might
mutual
disagree.
agreement there, but I know that we're absolutely not going to be on the next one. So,
No, the next one
oh wait, no,
is
yeah, no, we're the Rogue
Rogue
One.
One.
Yeah, no,
I was
I was
about to say
thinking,
we're not in agreement on this because this is S tier. This is my favorite Star
yeah,
Wars film.
no, I
I'd
think
put
this
this
is
in
S
S
tier. Yeah,
because when you said you're not in agreement, I'm like,
no, I was thinking
what?
chronologically. I was leaping ahead to the next film.
Yeah, I was about to say Rogue One is S,
Yeah, no, I agree.
hands down S. Like just brilliant storytelling, brilliant characters, and wow, what an ending!
Yeah, totally.
Just absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's get to the one where we are going to have a disagreement on. The Last Jedi.
Yeah, because this is literally polar opposites, I think, isn't it, mate? Because I think this is S tier, and I think you probably think it's E tier, right?
Not E tier. I love it cinematography wise. I absolutely adore it. Visually, I think it is amazing. I think it messed up the story that The Force Awakens set up, and it just kind of ruined the kind of arc that I think they were trying to go with. But visually wise, I absolutely adore this film. Visually, I think cinematography wise, I just think the story let it down a bit. It was still enjoyable. I still enjoyed watching it, but I wouldn't put it in the same as The Force Awakens. I'd
Wow.
as a push, I'd put it as a B.
I think that's probably going to be the best I can get out of this. But for the record, I need everyone in the world to know that I believe it's an S tier.
That'd be interesting to see the comments. If you think it's an S
Oh,
tier,
mate.
let me know. Am I totally wrong here? But
I
I
think
would
most people
rate
are
The
going to agree with
Force
you.
Awakens over The Last Jedi. Easily. But I think that's happy common ground.
Yeah, sure.
Somewhere in the middle. Solo.
Yeah, this is a difficult one to place, I think.
Love the story. I couldn't. Right, I'm going to be honest. I'd rate this below The Last Jedi.
Well, yeah, I would too, but obviously our rating system is somewhat skewed if we're using
But
Last
would you
Jedi as
put
well
it
now.
with Attack of the Clones? I would watch that over Attack of the Clones.
Oh, yeah,
I'd put
no,
that as a
I would.
C.
Yeah, I think looking at our balance of what we've got down the board, it probably does have to go C. I think it's difficult to place because I feel
Hmm.
like my opinion on it changes all the time. You know?
Yeah. Okay, the final one. Our final thing to rank. And the most interesting one, potentially. The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Who talks first? You talk first.
I honestly don't know. Like, I want to love it,
I wanted
but
to love
I
it.
kind of want to hate it for what it did with the trilogy overall. It's like, hey, Palpatine's back. What? Like, you could have hinted at it in the other films.
Yeah.
Like, is Snoke a deformed clone of him? Like, what?
So
What
many
is going
questions.
on?
So many questions that were then answered rapidly in books, but not in the film. Yeah, man. I feel like they really wanted to end on a sound, safe setting. And in order to do that, they brought back Palpatine to try and keep it as sort of like risk free as possible.
I feel like if J.J. Abrams had just took the whole trilogy,
Mm,
it would have, because he was built in the whole who your parents are, and it turns out it's the grandparents. And then The Last Jedi is like, well, they're nobody. But then actually, there are somebody in the third film. Like,
yeah.
which way around do you want this to kind of go?
Does
Um,
lineage matter or not? Yeah.
yeah. And at
No,
the
I
end
know.
of
No, no.
coordinate, it doesn't. You can just pick your surname.
This might be
Um,
harsh. This might be
Ray
harsh, but I think
Yoda.
it's D. I
I
think
was
it's a
going to
D.
go D. I think
Because
D.
they tried to cram too much in. They played too much too safe. and it kind of just ended up being a lot of nothing, you know. And there are moments in it I love, like all Star Wars, but
Hmm.
yeah, to be billed as sort of this great saga ending finale, and it just went out with a whimper.
So before we finish up, because we are hitting the hour mark on the dot, by the way, this is amazing. We've actually done it
Fantastic.
on time. Is there anything on there where you feel like we need to change?
There's a few things, mate, but I know that most of them we're in the common ground here. You know,
But
I would
if there's one on there that you're really
one.
frustrated with, what would it be?
It's
What
the
would you
Last
want to move?
Jedi. It's the Last Jedi, mate. I To me, it's like it's probably my favorite Star Wars film of the main stories. So yeah, I love it, but I also understand it's very divisive.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with having The Last Jedi on the same row as Visions.
Fair.
I'd want to move Visions up for the sheer creativity of it.
Well, if that's going to get me moving the Last Jedi up, then I'll take that hit. I'll
This is
take
going to be
that
controversial, but you know what? I'm going to move Visions up,
hit.
and I will let you have The Last Jedi on A.
Fantastic. We're looking slightly more close to where the Last Jedi should be. I'm thinking Visions in terms of like the swings it takes and stuff, and the philosophy behind the show. I understand why it's rated so highly and why you love it so much. Um, but yeah, actually, by nature of it being completely different to all the other Star Wars, really it deserves its own sort of tier, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what we're saying is that's going to go off the screen and just kind of above there. I think that's fair based on our tastes.
Mm.
I think that's kind of a fair ranking of all 36. Um, so yeah, let us know in the comments, where would you have rated everything? It's tough. It is very tough when you're comparing them to the others. But I think we've been very fair and
Do you not
accommodating
think
to
as
each
well,
other.
Steve, like it depends how recently you watch some of these? Because like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll watch one and it will been a while, and I'll be like, yeah, man, that one is way better than this one.
Mm.
Like recency bias, I guess, is a thing.
Well, we are going to review this as we go through because obviously more will be coming out, the Mando movie as well, and other media will be coming out. So we'll probably update this list. I'm going to save this so we have this list and we will come back to it in the future. But thank you for joining, Luke. This has been an absolute blast. We'll do more rankings in the future. Maybe we'll do games. That will be a beefcake of a tier
Yeah.
list. But yeah, maybe do games, lightsabers, characters. Let us know in the comments what you would like us to rank. But this has been Rebel Roundup. This is What Culture Star Wars. So please hit that subscribe and like button. I was CJ. That was Luke. Thank you for watching. And may the Force be with you.